All right, welcome to episode 63 of the Beer and Bullshit Show. I'm the host, Chris Bennett, and unfortunately, all my fellow co-hosts, except for the wonderful Jessica here. Hey, I let people know ahead of time that I was doing a remote, okay, but obviously people had other plans. So anyway, hey, Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
Shiner Ruby Redbird.
Cool.
I wanted something a little bit different, a little tart, and this has it. I have some more like in the fridge, but I don't know if I'm going to get to them. It's just a couple of Sam Adams, but I'm like, cool. I wanted to have this one first.
All right. Well, I've got one of my really good friends. He's from a competing distributor. It's a better distributor when it comes to craft beer. Kyle Wilkinson. He's we met a couple years back while I was doing my route with my job, and we just hit it on really good. We just talked about craft beer and found out that we both had similar interests and similar taste buds. So, hey, Kyle, introduce yourself to the internet world and tell them what you do.
Hey, interwebs, I'm Kyle. Just sell beer for a living, sell a lot of craft beers with my company, and I'm just a huge craft beer fan. So
nice.
Yeah. Tell them what brands you personally distribute for RJ.
Our big craft brands are Lagunitas, Schlafly, Bell's, Point. In certain markets, we do New Belgium, which makes some really awesome stuff. Boulevard, awesome stuff.
Ooh.
Breckenridge, Boulder, and then a few really local guys like Ingrained out of Springfield. And Brent's making really solid beers over there. And Triton out of Indianapolis, which is pretty awesome stuff too.
Yeah, speaking of Triton, I'm going to have to see if I can get Mark on sometime. He's a really cool dude. I think he wants to start a group for Brothers for Better Beer or something like that. So that would be pretty interesting. What'd you do before you came on with RJ?
Before RJ, I used to be a chef. And my friend over at the bar, actually, he works with us now, but we cooked together, and he got me into beer. I used to be a wine snob when I was on the dark side, and made the transition over to beer. And I started working for Fritz.
What did I do before I started working for Fritz? I worked for Walmart.
Is that how you know Tim?
Yes, that's exactly how I know Tim. And Tim and I, we had two things in common. We both went to UIS, and we both had interest in craft beer. And when I started getting into craft beer, I started talking about all this craft beer, and that's how Tim and I really got. It was a bond, and I started with your Sierra Nevadas, your Sam Adams, and stuff like that. And I've just started, and I do occasionally drink, the Sierra Nevada, especially my favorite Sierra Nevada beer is out now. It's the Celebration Ale. I love it. I love that. That is probably one of the better beers. And hey, Jessica, if you have not, you should be able to seek it out because you live near Asheville, North Carolina, which is where other plant, and you should get at least a 6-pack of the Celebration Ale. It is
Okay, I'm gonna
incredible.
look for that.
Yes, it is great. I think you would like it very much. And then I started with, and then I, got the Sam Adams, and I just got the Variety 24-pack.
That's the one I'm jealous of. I gotta find
Okay.
it.
And
Yeah, the new winter one just came out. It's got the old Fezziwig. It's like the best beer they make.
yes,
It's awesome.
it is. It is awesome. The first year I had their 24-pack of the winter one. What was it? It was the Holiday Porter that blew my mind that first year.
Yeah.
And then they came out last year with a cherry chocolate bock.
I saw that. I'm like,
Really
oh,
good, which was really good. And then a couple years ago, the old Fezziwig was my favorite. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They're just making, different ones better than the previous year. But, I mean, you can't knock Sam Adams.
no.
Even though I kind of graduated to upper levels of the craft beer. So let's pick Kyle's brain for a second. All right. What do you expect in 2016?
What do I expect?
Yes.
For beer?
For craft beer in general.
Craft beer, I think you're going to see a lot more acquisitions like you saw in 2015. I think you're going to see a lot of acquisitions and consolidation of brands. I think Pilsners are still going to be crazy hot like they have been for the last year. Sours are exploding. It's my personal favorite. I'm happy they're easier to find and more people are making them well. I think the Session IPA thing is still going to stick around. All those beers that have a ton of flavor, but you could actually drink 3 of them without getting drunk.
True, that is true.
That's where I'm kind of seeing the trend going. Less extreme, crazy beers, more lighter, but still have flavor, but they're sessionable, so you're not wasting it. That's where I think we're going to head.
I think that the consolidation probably is right on the money, especially with the market the way it is. I think that craft beer is going to gain a greater market, although I don't think the whole Miller InBev thing is going to affect the American market. I really don't. People are going to gravitate towards quality, not quantity. Okay, and especially towards the older, older than 30s, the age group between 30 and 50.
Your age.
Thanks, Kyle. I love you too, man.
My age group.
But that's where I see it, because we are that right now. We are that in-betweener generation right now. Between the millenniums and the baby boomers. So and I think we're looking for more quality. I think we did our days of slamming PBR and High Life and freaking Bud Light and stuff like that, and we're just looking, and we are hardworking people coming home, sitting down, maybe having 2 or 3 or 4 beers, and then just retiring for the night. I don't think we're the type that now go out and just get hammered every night. You talk about sours. I had that Boulevard
Telltale Tart, yeah.
Yes, and I gave up on sours after I had 3, and I did not like them. Okay, for some reason, the Boulevard one just kind of put it back on the map for me because I just did not like some of the other ones. I guess you have to have an acquired taste like a sour. All right, so I don't know. Maybe next year I'll start drinking a few more sours. I'm up to anything except for I don't like coffee stouts. But what do you think, Jessica?
Like all I know is after I got into started getting into craft beers, I tried just to see what it was like. I tried like a Budweiser. Oh, I will know. That's just, it's like colored water. There's like it doesn't taste good. When you get a good craft beer, I don't know, it's like a whole different level of quality, upper level of quality. The companies like Budweiser and Miller, I think they're out just to like to make money. They're not out, they don't care that much about quality. At least it doesn't taste like they do.
I don't think we've even hit the peak yet for craft beer. I think there's more and more and more that are gonna pop up. There's obviously room for more. Before Prohibition, we had over 8,000 microbreweries in this country. But you also have to remember that you didn't move more than 50 miles farther than where you were born. So, and nowadays people are moving all over the country. Mm-hmm. It is rare that you'll find somebody, okay, who lives in the same town they were born in and stays in the same town they were born in and dies in the same town that they were born in. So I think that and plus back then we had less than 100 million people. So I'm thinking, you know, as the population increases, there will probably be more craft beer drinkers. Of course, there's going to be more craft beer drinkers. So I think the demand for more local craft beer is going to increase that demand. And plus, with people in the business, they're going to hopefully meet that demand. In Springfield, if you would have thought that there was going to be 4 or 5 different choices, okay, for beer, local craft beer, 5 years ago, people would have looked at you like you're crazy. We've got Obed's, we've got Ingrain, we've got the Prometheus brothers, we've got we have Rolling Meadows, and now we've got a new one up in Petersburg, which is Hand of Fate. And it's amazing. And there's probably room for probably 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's another one in the works. The head brewer from Obed's is opening one now.
Right.
Or the guy that used to be one of the brewers.
Right. So I mean, and I know where you live, Jessica. You're like right in freaking almost the heaven of craft beer. So,
oh yeah.
So she lives in North Carolina.
Oh my God, North Carolina is just
it's booming.
You can't
like
throw
Western North Carolina, yeah.
So right now we're drinking the something from the 21st Amendment Brewery, and it looks like we're drinking the same one.
Yeah, it's the black Back in Black. It's the black IPA.
And how would you describe this one?
Really classic black IPA. I mean, they were making this
Probably before
10 or 15 years ago. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, as soon as they opened, it's just big and roasty. It smells like a porter or a stout. You know, you get some of those chocolate notes.
Right.
But then it's got pretty aggressive IBUs. I think it's like up 60, 70 IBUs. So it gets that nice bitterness. And that bitter flavor works really well with the roasty notes. And it's got a nice long finish. It's just really well made beer. Really well made.
It is. And I have to definitely agree. I'm going to pick Gal's brain one more time. If you could, for so far this year, and I know we've got about a month and a half left, all right, if you could tell me the 3 best beers you've had this year, what would they be?
Oh, man. Oh, God, that's rough. I'm a little biased because Schlafly, one of my best friends in the world works for Schlafly, and Schlafly new series called Ibex.
Don't know what happened. No.
All right, and you were saying something about the 3rd beer?
Oh, Schlafly Ibex ones.
Right.
The 3rd, back in August, we were up in Chicago, and we had this one beer called Floyd's Coffee. Weird thing. Yeah, I mean, it was 10% alcohol, just intense as all hell. Really weird, really aromatic, just like.
Especially something in a gin barrel?
The gin's my favorite spirit because
So oh wow. I would have to say from Three Floyds would have these are nothing in particular order. The second one I had was the Moon Glarus Moon Man. I wish I had more of that, to tell you the truth. And the third one, wow. There's just so many I've had this year.
It was a good year for beer.
It was. Oh, fuck.
Was it a coffee? It was a coffee set, wasn't it?
Oh no, it was not a coffee stout. Oh wow. If I had my stuff at home, I could look at it and say, hey, that's what I. Because I saved the every bottle and every. Okay, this is in the top 20 or whatever. So wow, that's a good question. I would have to think that. Well, actually, the first. In January, that's where I laid 15 on that show. So I know I've got about 6 weeks left, and there's still more to be had. But I can't be honest. But I am sure that it would fall the in that first show that I do in 2016. I'll give a top 10 beers I had in 2015. So is there any beers that you look forward to like every year?
Me?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Do every year. Like, let's see. The first beer I look forward to every year is Bell Smitten. It's their spring beer.
Right.
Awesome golden summer lager. I just
well, that's what you distribute too. So I don't blame you for that either.
Let's see, other seasonals. I love Great Lakes Oktoberfest. That stuff is just
that was good. But I'll tell you what, though, the Oktoberfest this year was that Urban Chestnut.
I actually didn't try that one.
The Urban Chestnut beer, their Oktoberfest was a the guy that brews at Urban Chestnut. He is from Germany. So,
oh really? Yeah. They opened up a brewery in Bavaria, I think, right?
Yeah,
they're opening up one there.
Right. So he knows how to this, obviously.
Right.
But the second one that comes close, okay, that I had, it's not particularly Oktoberfest. It was the
Winter Welcome.
Oh, the Winter Welcome? Yes.
Like, it doesn't have a style. It's like an ESB / winter warmer /
right.
I mean, it's just it comes out once a year, and yeah, I gobble on it up while I can.
And that Samuel Smith, my up to this day, my favorite oatmeal stout is the Samuel Smith. There is no comparison. I mean, that is just the perfect. And do you know how they do that? How they open up the brewery Okay,
yeah, the
yeast,
fermentation
and
bags,
the
yeah.
yeast just comes right into it's incredible how they do that. It's like natural yeast that comes in. That is incredible. Say that again.
Jessica, what beers do you anticipate every year when they come out?
Well, actually, I was looking for ones from like Oxford Blues Brewery, and we just got a brewery that opened, well, fairly recently in a town not too far from me. And in my grocery store, they got in 1050 and Mama's Little Yellow Pills.
Oh, the
And they got,
Oxford Blue. I look forward to that one too. I love their the Good Night and the 1050. Yeah, incredible. So, and you know, people ask me, you know, you work for such and such distributing. Shouldn't you kind of stick to your own, you know, and support your own distributing? I go, well, I'm a craft beer connoisseur. Okay, if I just stuck with what I distribute, it'd be a long day. Okay, because they're there. We've got so many distributors just for Springfield alone. Okay, that I couldn't, you know. We distribute stuff. Steph distributes stuff. RJ distributes stuff. Marketplace. Well, I mean, Works, Store. I mean, you know, there's there. Okay, that you can't just. As a craft beer connoisseur, you just can't just stick with one. All right, and just be satisfied. You know. You got it, and because you don't know what's going to be the next best thing out there. So, and if you just stick with your distributor, it's like you're really not just like, I don't know, just someone who's just like. Fine if you're like, that's fine if you're like, you know, you're drinking your Bud Light or your Miller Lite or stuff like that. That's just fine. There isn't much loyalty to your particular distributor. And you know, they want to try to knock, you know, the craft beer, but when you go from 3% in 2000, what was it, 2010, 2009, 2010, to 11 market share to 11% today, somebody's doing something right. That's what. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here doing the live remote with the 21st Amendment brewery beer release, is because people need to know, okay, what's available. I don't know who watches the show and where they're from. I don't care as long as they're watching the show.
right.
All I care about. So.
And then that way, if people come to you and say, well, I heard about this craft beer, do you know anything about it? Is it good? And just because if you don't distribute for them, but you can tell them, well, yes, it's awesome, you should go out and try to find it. That's a good thing.
Right. So,
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it for me personally is, and they're watching right now, I hope they agree with me, but if they don't, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But, you know, they pay me to be a craft beer expert. And I can't walk into a retail store confident about the fact that I understand where the industry is at if I'm only drinking the beers that we sell. Because anytime somebody mentions something, I can only say, well, we don't sell it, so I've never tried it. And that doesn't make me any better of a salesman of our own products. You know, like if somebody says, you should try Shiner Oktoberfest, and all I can say is, oh yeah, let me try it. Pretty good. But if somebody says, try this Shiner Oktoberfest, I love this aspect about it, and I can point them to other beers that we might sell or we might not sell that have those similar, it makes me a better salesman, and it's better for my company.
And I usually go home, I usually cross, actually, when I'm at, okay, I usually just stick to, you know, in public. If I'm out in public, and I'm not wearing the Fritz Distributing uniform or whatever, I'll say, okay, particular stout that you might like, this is a particular stout you might like, and this is a particular stout you might like. I may pick something from Fritz Distributing. I may pick out something from RJ, and I might pick something. And let the people decide what they want to drink. Sometimes people will say, okay, I'll take one of those, one of those, and one of those as a suggestion. And like I said, you know, I'm a beer connoisseur. You know, I want people to drink more craft beer, whether who distributes it or not.
Right.
Okay. Here in Springfield, we distribute the New Belgium, the Sierra Nevada, the Sam Adams, and the Boulevard. Okay, but up in Peoria, we're the Boulevard and the Sam Adams. So it's kind of strange how markets work here in Illinois, but it's kind of it's really strange, but it does kind of work out in the long run. So, all right, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. And or if Tim's not busy, or Dustin, you're being all over. Very good friend of mine. He knows his stuff. He really does.
He sounds
I love learning from these guys all the time. So, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to sell craft beer.
Yeah, and there's like, with craft beer, there's like endless possibilities that you can, endless ways you can go with that.
So
there's this one beer. I don't know where you can get it, but it's from Brewmeister. It's called Snake Venom.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It says it's got an alcohol content of 68% and it's stronger than whiskey.
What? The Back in Black, right. So, sorry, one of my best friends was just talking to me.
Oh,
yeah, you know, what I want to do is, for everybody who sent me beer for my birthday, I want to, sometime next year, I want to send them beer in return, and actually it's going to be in cans. So, because it's a lot easier to ship.
Yeah, I learned that. You're right about that. But it's like, even with the cans, when I send it, like that kind of stuff, I'm like a little too paranoid, but I'm like, it's good craft beer. I want to make sure it gets to them intact. I don't want any explosions or anything like that. So that's why I put yours all in like this bubble wrap and all kinds of stuff like that. Because I want to make sure it gets there to the right person safe.
I'm hoping before the springtime, I can get everybody something out. There's so many choices here, and there's more coming. So that's my goal, is to send you some beer. I know Amy's gonna send me some beer. I want to send her something back. My friend Christine Benquist from California sent me some bombers, and I want to send Jim Babb some beer too. So.
And I'm trying to get, they had problems like getting the machine, but I'm trying to get one of the closest brewery to me to do they do growlers, but I'm trying to get them to can their beer so that I can send some to you, because it's absolutely incredible. They use like the spring water, and it's awesome.
So, well, I'm kind of one of my good friends who popped back in. Usually the first show of 2016, I usually lay out my best beers of 2015. So I think people really look forward to that one because of the fact that people want to know what I've been drinking all year.
So it's kind of like the year in review for craft beer. That would be me. I'm gonna have to remember that. And my goal is to get into home brewing, because I've got the stuff. I just have to figure out how to finish setting it all up.
You want to join me for a few? Okay, hop on up. All right, Jessica, this is my friend Tim Schwetzman. I've known him for freaking forever, it seems like, 7 years. Actually, he's we had two things in common. One.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing
it. We both went to together. Enjoy craft beer.
And we also don't trust anyone.
Our beer. So Tim, what did you just hand me?
I just handed you a Down to Earth Session IPA.
Okay, it's got a kind of a spicy note to it.
You're looking at citrus and Cascade hops in this one.
Okay.
There's a lot of dry hopping going on with this beer. They definitely want to make swirl on the fruity character. A lot of the aromatics get out of this beer.
Yes.
Rather than the bitterness. You're definitely going to get a little bitterness off of it, but this is not, as I like to call it, kind of an IPA you're going to have to comb your tongue with. As I've often said, especially 21st Amendment, they are a brew pub, so they are serving food, and you're talking about a brew pub where you're actually going to be getting a lot of balance out of your beer. They don't want to see the beer overpower anything.
Okay.
They don't want to see anything that you're going to be pairing with the beer to overpower the beer also. They want to make sure you actually have a nice balance. They want to make sure you actually have a nice, just kind of a nice, enjoyable experience with the beer.
Okay, and what would you pair your beer?
With this beer, quite honestly, I would even see like a spicy Szechuan,
okay,
spicy Asian dish. Curry would really go well with. I definitely food, some peel and eat shrimp, some oysters.
Okay.
I could honestly see, maybe some long neck clams going with this. I also could see maybe some light creamy cheeses going with this.
Okay.
Not anything too harsh or anything. Maybe just some lighter meats going with this. Maybe just some mild dishes. Maybe like a chicken or a poultry. I think a down to earth session, especially coming up right now. I'm honestly going to be taking down to earth session IPA to my Thanksgiving table.
And stuff your face with turkey.
Very much so. Toaster pastry being the dessert, I can tell you that much.
Exactly. Let's see here. Tell what you do, who you work for, and stuff like that.
I am a craft beer manager with a local distribution company here in Central Illinois, and I'm also a certified Cicerone. I've been lucky enough to be able to do beer dinners. I've been lucky enough to be able to do a lot of beer schools, beer santos. Obviously, I manage regular sales routes, but way before I actually took on this job, as Chris can attest, we were both very big local beer geeks. Excited to just realm to kind of tell the story behind craft beer. There's so many personalities attached to the world of craft beer. There's just so many odds and ends attached to microbrews, to nano breweries, and you really get an experience so much more than you can read off Beer Advocate, read off a shelf talker, which Chris's show and your show, the show is very much like this. It really it's what gets the word out. People actually know the story. To know the excitement behind these beers, you actually get a little bit of excitement because you realize that this isn't just another business venture. These are people's hopes. This is something that people went into because they were very passionate about. All you have to do is kind of take a look at the Goose Island Exodus. Four Hands was formed because of the Goose Island Exodus. So many other breweries were also formed because of the Goose Island Exodus. You see people who actually wanted to go out and control their own creative minds, control their own creative breweries, and put out what they felt that people would be asking for, what people would be really looking for. And I mean, it's really a wonderful time to be working in this industry, and I couldn't be luckier to be in this. And I feel very, very fortunate to be able to some very fine people, and honestly, they're really big. They're really big ambitions. I'm very excited.
And to be honest, Tim's taught me a lot about beer, and my next step, certified sister. Okay. I think that would up my level on craft, the knowledge of craft beer and stuff like that, and I think it would be I would be more valuable with my company, okay, because I don't think he has a Cicerone.
Well, the one thing I will say about a certified Cicerone is it's always nice to have a piece of paper. It really is. It's always nice. But definitely the one thing I want to make sure to bring across is I have met so many people the practical, you need 4 years of college to prove you're smart. You need this piece of paper to prove you're smart. I know so many people that can actually taste a beer and sort these things out. I mean, it's great. I mean, if you want to further your education in beer, I'm all for it. I'm completely behind it. The people that are actually involved in the Cicerone program, that's what they're about too. But one of the main things is, if you have the passion behind this, if you have the passion of knowing new things, if you have the passion of tasting new beer, if you're not if you are actually kind of open to trying new beers that maybe might not be your style. What's kind of funny is, I mean, I spent the night drinking IPAs, and the one thing I can tell you is IPAs that will beer, but because of the crafting that's gone into them, because I'm sorry.
Good for us.
You can appreciate these type of beers. You can actually appreciate what's going on with them, and it's a wonderful thing to realize what kind of ingenuity, what kind of hard work they put behind these beers. That just because they may not be your cup of tea doesn't mean they didn't work any less hard on them.
True.
And I think that is the big lesson craft beer can teach us. Almost the way Metropolitan, almost the way a bunch of lager houses out can actually tell the tale. They can definitely tell you a lesson of, you know what, just because this may not be the popular style of beer at this time, or maybe it may not be like, there are people out there furthering the advancement of craft beer, furthering what we can do with small craft breweries.
Right. Let's pick Tim's brain here a little bit. What do you expect in 2016 with craft beer?
Quite honestly, I expect a little bit of an uphill battle. I think the acquisition of SAB Miller by AB InBev, I think we're definitely going to see a lot of money put behind. I think we're going to see a lot of money put behind legislation.
Okay.
I think we're going to see some work done on the distribution level and trying to close off maybe some growing areas. Georgia is exploding. North Carolina is exploding.
Yes.
So many of these areas that are just really forging forward on the front. It's really helped with a lot of Northeasterners who grew up in this area, grew up in what's known as the Rust Belt now,
Right.
are now moving down to the southeastern United States, down to the Charlestons, down to the Georgias, down to the Atlantas, the Macons, down to the Charlottes, down to Virginia. You're seeing a lot of our generation moving into those areas. And with our disposable income, you're seeing a lot of changes in those areas.
Right.
I see big beer try to push their influence in those areas because they see craft beer forging forward and trying to snag more and more of a piece of pie because they realize their foothold is slipping.
Do you think craft beer will, if shoot a form, okay, do you think craft beer would be a little bit more localized?
Quite honestly, I really see a lot of that. I really see the local form coming around. You can even see it here in our own neighborhood.
Right.
You see Hand of Fate growing. You and I were able to taste Hand of Fate a couple weeks ago at the Chelsea Spirit Fest. Talk about a great product.
Yes.
I mean, we have great, we have some nice craft breweries here in town, but because of Hand of Fate, because of the things they're doing, they're really going to make the other people raise their game. I really think you were correct. I remember you posting something on social media a while back saying they're going to force the others to up their game. I couldn't agree more in that aspect. They're really going to force others to be better in this. They're really going to force others to really forge forward and make their beers better, make their beers more surge in that. I think the way to snag a lot of macro drinkers is to kind of push the fact of, hey, Chris, I know you drink, Bud Light, Miller Lite, but hey, did you know Dave down the street? Dave opened up his own brewery. He's drinking, he's pouring his. So let's go down and drink Dave. Really, the best way I actually heard it put earlier today was by a representative from 21st Amendment, David, and he actually really nailed it on the head. Prohibition laid a bump in the road for beer growth, for personal craft beer growth in this country, that we have only been able to actually get over that speed bump in the last year. And we're seeing, as getting over that speed bump, we're seeing the growth of local craft breweries. And that's where it used to be before we decided to outlaw people making their own drink.
Right. And now that homebrewing is legal in all 50 states, okay, people are more willing to experiment, okay, especially in those areas where they were not able to experiment before, like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and stuff like that. Belt areas, okay, and they and some of the other areas as well, and that they're gonna huge growth in the next 3 to 5 years.
Quite honestly, Chris, I couldn't agree more, because I mean, everybody looks, well, who thinks Mississippi would have great craft beer? All I have to do is point the direction of the lazy back there. People who think where a beta used to be.
Right.
The roots of beta. People say Oklahoma doesn't want to point in the direction of Prairie Artisan. Prairie Artisan, when it comes through this town, doesn't last a snowball in Hades. It's because you may not know these areas, because all you have to do is take a look at the way the app used to exist before you saw big liquor put in place. Everybody had their own stills. Everybody had their own brand. Well, it's become beer. Everybody wants their own brand. Everybody wants to drink the local stuff. You really have that rooted in my neighborhood, my kids. This is the beer that I can drink in my own area. And they're proud of that.
And speaking of Appalachia, my friend Jessica here is from North Carolina, okay, and she lives in the Appalachia area, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, it's exploding. Okay.
Oh,
North Carolina.
Asheville is a mecca to craft beer.
Mecca to craft beer, right? So it's like the craft beer of the East, as Bend, Oregon is craft beer, and
one of the best beers I've ever had in my life came from Highland Brewing Company. It was a Mocha Black Stout. It was aged 6 years. I found it in Red Light cooler. Honestly, one of the best I had in the glass. Your area is right on the button, and I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for my next visit to the southeastern United States. They are doing some amazing stuff. With you being in North, a few states down from you, but Creature Comforts in Georgia. It's located in Athens, Georgia. They are doing some amazing, innovative stuff. They've decided to start making a year-round sour. They do a great tropical style IPA, and they're really starting to do a lot of one-offs. They really remind me a lot of the way Perennial conducts itself in St. Louis, Missouri. They do a lot of really one-offs, but they are becoming vastly famous for it. And they're right there in Athens, Georgia. I'm going to be down in that area in March, and I cannot wait for my next visit.
Okay. What's the 3 best beers you've had this year?
A brewery in upper Wisconsin, Central Waters Brewing Company. called Horseshoes and Hand Grenades American Pale Ale. It is done with, it is strictly done dry hopped with Citra and Mosaic hops. It is one of the most aromatic, clean, just amazing tasting pale ales quite honestly, it was coming out of Founders. It was called Harvest. It was just absolutely amazing. One of the next ones, I would have to say, I'm gonna kind of. What's funny is, again, this is how I can appreciate beer styles even if they aren't mine. Harvest Pale Ale from Upland Brewing Company in Bloomington, Indiana. Harvest Pale Ale is a 100% wet hop Citra Pale Ale that is just so amazingly fresh. The nose, the taste, it is, I mean, that's exactly what I look for, is my experience in a glass. And this gives me exactly what I want. And as far as my third beer, I'm honestly going to have to go with what's in my hand right here. And that is 21st Amendment Toaster Pastry. 21st Amendment Toaster Pastry. The nose is literally like a strawberry Pop-Tart. You get this wonderful, fruity, floral bouquet off the nose of it. You get this great hop-forward taste. You get this biscuity malt backbone, and it disappears very, very quick and just keeps you sipping more and more and more of this beer. It is, it won a silver medal at Great American Beer Festival, and after one sip, you realize that it definitely deserved every bit of it, if not more. So, quite honestly, this has been a great year for pale ales and IPAs, and I am a stout guy, folks. I am really, really a stout. Barrel-aged, stout, coffee added, you can't get better than that for me. And my three best beers this year were quite honest.
See, I'm telling you, folks, you can't. What's really interesting about craft beer drinkers is that a lot of people will go from style to style to style to style and appreciate those particular styles. I mean, someone who is a hophead like me, okay, can appreciate different styles. Okay, I'm still a little cringy on the coffee stouts. Okay, but everything else, okay, is just right on point. So
it's my military boyfriend. Leave me alone.
But
sorry, folks.
But if you're a real true craft beer connoisseur, you would appreciate what comes down the line. I don't meet many craft beer connoisseurs that well, I won't try an IPA, or I won't try a stout, or I won't try a porter, or this, that, and the other. Most of them try different styles, and that's great because sometimes your favorite beer isn't always available. Then what do you go to? You go to your next one. Your next one.
It's like the one thing I would have to say about as far as styles is it may not be your style. What's really, really amazing about craft beer is when somebody makes a beer so outstanding, you literally go out of your style. You go out of your comfort zone to try said beer. That's when you know. That's when you know you're dealing with the quality you're dealing with. You care about the product they're putting out.
Right. Exactly. Well, thank you, Tim, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I really do. I really do.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. No thanks. So have you grabbed another beer yet?
No, I was like so absorbed in that conversation. Like was listening to him complain
Oh,
about.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that was nice. Actually, no, I should.
Well, like we're like some of my best friends in the industry here in and they have a lot of knowledge that I'm always picking up on, and they're I want to be that guy that that sells the beer and to me in the business, and so
Like that one beer that he was talking about from Highland Brewing Company, was it the Black Mocha Stout?
yes.
Did he say he had it one that was like aged for how long was it? 6 years?
6 years, right?
Because yeah, I don't know about the 6 years, but that is a readily available beer here, and it is very good. I've had it several times, and I really like it.
Well, anyway, Jessica, thank you for being on. I really, really appreciate it. I wish more people would have came on. But we will have a show next week. Hopefully everybody will show up. It's the week before Thanksgiving, and know what the future is going to be like. But if I've got to do it alone, or you and I are going to have to do that's fine. But the Beer and Bullshit show is not going to end.
Oh, good, because I'm like always
there's so much information I can put out there for people, and I just want to realize that we and craft. I'm gonna stop recording and. I don't know. So I'm going to. I understand.